Okay. The fact that it didn't feel like depression is pretty telling. Let's see if we can see outside because that's kind of rainy. The fact that I blamed it on my depression last time. I've been going through like a loops with this stuff. It is pretty telling, is probably the best way to put it, how I view the world and how different it is than how other people view the world. And I don't know if they were trying to protect me or, save me from the pain or hide their shame. I don't know what the reason is that they were doing what they were doing, but I latched on to the detachment part of it more than anything else. Because instead of filling that void with stuff, it was just silence. And it's a very active, almost fun-loving place that I became accustomed to had completely changed. And over the past 2 weeks, the entire time that I've been fighting, this feeling, especially in the past week, which is when everything seems to have come to a head, but it was all brewing for the past 2 weeks. It has basically exploded. And I still have a lot of hurt feelings. I know a lot of people have a lot of hurt feelings about what has transpired. And most of it is because people remain silent. People didn't want to hurt other people's feelings. All that stuff, the exact stuff that people were using to quote unquote protect each other from this is the exact thing that tore us all apart. And what makes me more crazy about the whole thing is like when this group first started forming and first started talking about creating the same thing that we had in another community, basically recreating that community. And you know what? They freaking succeeded. And I warned them of that. I warned them of it, and it feels like nobody fucking listened to me. Making apologies for the fact that I was shitting on the community and trying to say real things about it, and I didn't really apologize. I meant everything that I said, but I was trying to soften it because I do care. I care an awful lot, and I think that's where we've all gone astray. it's feeling are only going to get worse. That I did leave. I keep forgetting that I did leave, and I left for that very reason. Well, I left because there was a person there that I was upset that they were there. It's the whole, like, you know, the person being abused blames themselves for the reason that the relationship is in trouble. These things are not okay. I have to just say it. And being about numbers, is probably one of the things that's going to have an adverse effect. There's something to be said for taking care of your own. I understand that. But not if you know, one person does not, you know, protecting a monster does not justify taking care of your own. There's other people that you need to consider. triggers. I blame my depression. And the thing about my depression, I think that the reason why it was easy to, I'm not even going to say it was easy, because it took me a long time to come to the conclusion that it was my depression. So, because I didn't want to see it, because I didn't feel like how I feel when I'm depressed. I didn't feel like giving up. Last year around this time, I felt like giving up everything. This isn't that. It's not in that space. The thing that makes me laugh is that when somebody told me that, they said, well, most of your friends are on Twitch and you're a YouTuber, and I'm like going, that could work, right? That I can continue that. My friends on Twitch can support me on YouTube. I mean, it's not a far-fetched that people on Twitch use YouTube all the time. It's not a far-fetched. Somebody tells me that, there's more of something than on this side than on that side. This side and that side and this way and that way. Somebody tells me that there's more. I have to really look at those numbers. I mean, more would be like thousands more. Then I'd have to admit that Twitch is better. Hundreds more. Then I'd have to admit, it's like, if I compare more with my Twitter. I have 3K on Twitter. I have less than 100 here on YouTube. I have just over 100 on Twitch. It's tens. That's the difference. That's the numbers difference. And yes, the tens could form into hundreds, but it's not going that quickly. So yeah, I've been at this for quite a while with Twitch. So I'm well over my year of being on Twitch, of cultivating friends and doing, being active and doing my thing, and that's all happened. And I can't say that just because I started over doesn't mean I started over from zero, because I didn't. I had a very good reason. I'm not gonna ever apologize for that. I had a very good reason to start over. It's not because I'm broken. I started over because the toxicity levels were beyond what I was able to bear. And I would get rid of one toxic person. I would risk losing hundreds of wholesome people to remove one toxic person. I would risk that. And that's what I did. And the amount of people that I've lost in the interim is probably, I probably can't quantify it. But it still doesn't change the fact that I'm not starting over from zero. It still doesn't change that fact. It's mind-blowing. It's mind-blowing. Absolutely mind-blowing. I don't need to know all of the details and stuff going on. But when there actually is a person who's dangerous, who's toxic and stuff like that, you can't protect them. I don't even think I realized how sad it was that I had to remove somebody as a cue. I mean, I did this as a goof. It's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be all friends and stuff like that. But having to remove somebody as a cue really hurt. And not because I had to remove them, they had to go. There's no question about that. But it's the fact that I was lured in. They became part of my community and part of who I am as an identity. And when they revealed themselves, I just could not, in good conscience, keep them. I had to cut them out. And if that cost me the community that I belong to, that's the price I'm willing to pay. I am not asking anybody to choose. This isn't about sides. This is about what I believe is right and what I believe is wrong. This isn't like mentioning our original things that happened there within that community, in doing comparison. There's nothing. This is nothing like that. Because as sad as it was that did not work out, those things don't work out. Good people do not work out sometimes together. But I don't need somebody unless it's to spread awareness. Talking about it, and I'm going to bring up somebody who I feel the same way about, and that's Bill Cosby. It is difficult. It is difficult to remove who Bill Cosby was to me. Because he was an integral part of my childhood, my young adulthood, and he had a large, his comedic stylings had played a large part in who I am as a comedian. It was really hard after seeing everything that came to light concerning Bill Cosby and who he was to me. For me to trust so many women who he basically assaulted. He took advantage of, raped. It was awful. The man is an absolute monster. And what made him who he was never that person never existed. Sense. But to me, the person who I thought Bill Cosby was never existed. I want that person. Talking to family members, and they bring up, comedy because we talk about my childhood, and they brought up jokes that Bill Cosby did from his show, Bill Cosby himself, which I listened to on cassette until the cassette couldn't play anymore. Hearing those old jokes and the funny idioms and things like that Bill Cosby did, really kind of hurt, actually, and I did not find it funny, and because it is a fond memory of mine. It is so ruined. That's how I feel about streaming, the communities. I mean, the whole community thing is a freaking falsehood and fake, and it's built by, mostly built by Twitch, because these are almost all Twitch users, and this whole freaking fake community bullshit is brought up to make you feel like there's something there, to make you feel like you're a connection. I mean, and everybody calls it a community. Everybody's bought right into it. And I'm telling you, they tell you how to. They don't tell you directly, and the bad parts about it, they kind of gloss over. You have to figure those out for yourself. But everybody does it. It all is, I bring up the bad stuff because I'm like going, that's right out of the playbook. And I'm like, I'm telling you, it's in the playbook. It's just not, it's not like one of the things like, oh, this is how you set up. Oh, this is how you continue. Oh, this is how you grow. You have to look into how to deal with disruption, how to deal with this. When you start looking into those things, what they tell you to do with your community, you'll be like, oh my God, that's exactly what's happening. And I'm doing it by the freaking numbers. Because these people the people in your community aren't people to Twitch. You aren't a person to Twitch. Your feelings, what you do, like, you save that for your content. And I hate it. I hate it. I'd rather be freaking genuine. Rather realize that these are people, and the problem is that a lot of people don't see themselves as a person anymore. I mean, they really see themselves as a streamer. They bought into the big lie, or a big lie, I should say. The big lie is that the presidency was stolen. But this is a big lie that they tell, that they package and sell to people, and to the guys, that this is going to make you a lot of money, and you can just bring along your friends, and you can all have fun, hanging out together, and make $1 million. That's the guys. That's what they pretend. Pretend like they're helping you. They're not. Twitch is not helping you. Twitch is taking from you. And I don't care how big of a streamer it is, because the bigger you are, the bigger the piece that Twitch is taking without earning it. They aren't bringing the people into your stream. They aren't showing people how to watch your stream and promoting you and everything like that. I've seen a dozen or so ads, and I have yet to see an ad that promotes streamers as a person. I've yet to see it. Because they don't care about even the product. They leave the product up to us. And we are damaged goods, and we are giving a damaged product, and all Twitch is doing is just collecting money. That's it. That's all they are, is a money collector. Everything you see, all the content that's created, everything like that, everything that's being provided, the fact that they don't leave videos up for very long is basically just to save space, because they don't earn any money off of a 2-week-old video. Or they don't earn enough money off of a 2-week-old video. I mean, and that is how it is. I mean, there's no way around it. Now, you bring into the toxicity levels and the stuff like that, and the things. Some things are good for content, and that's the reason why people promote it even more. But that's it. That's where it begins and ends. And people reveal who they are. The hate within them. Alright, I'm going to get to work, and I'm going to make this happen. But I'm kind of happy that it's not my depression, but I'm kind of sad that it isn't my depression at the same time. And the reason that it is because at least I know how to deal with it if it is, because my depression's there. It's not like, oh, it's not your depression and I have no depression. I still have my depression. It's still there. And I still have to deal with it. It's just that where this issue is concerned is it doesn't concern my depression. So the steps that I take for my depression will not help, will not fix, will not resolve anything. That's the sad part about it. But it's also good that it isn't my depression, because that's difficult to deal with. And it's difficult for me to know what's real and what I can do for going forward. So it's a double-edged sword there. You guys have a great day. And wherever you are, whatever you're doing, I hope you're having an awesome time doing it. And as always, cool beans. Alright? Take care. Bye.